mynews.studio.
Under the shadow of the pyramids, old enemies shook hands. What finally ended the cycle of war?
Today is October 17th, 2025. Let's get right to it. Just days ago, Israel and Hamas signed a peace deal in Egypt. So, what's the main detail people should know right now?
The core is immediate action. Hamas is releasing hostages and over 1,700 Palestinian detainees are being freed from Israeli prisons. Israeli troops are starting to withdraw from parts of Gaza. Humanitarian aid is moving in quickly under international protection. But can we talk about what actually makes this agreement different from other ceasefires?
It's the structure and enforcement this time. The deal is organized in 3 phases, and each phase has to be verified before moving forward. There's an international task force, Egypt, Qatar, the US, and the UN, all monitoring each step. Why is the task force so crucial here?
Because both sides have deep mistrust, and earlier deals fell apart over claims no one could verify. Now, if there's a dispute, the task force investigates, mediates, and can escalate issues to higher diplomacy if needed. So it's not just words, there are actual checks in place. But does this really prevent another breakdown?
That's the big question. The multinational task force isn't just there to observe, they can act. For example, if aid convoys are blocked or attacked, the task force can step in diplomatically and adjust security measures. The UN and major NGOs have direct access to Gaza, and local Palestinian experts help decide priorities. But do these guarantees actually get aid to the people who need it?
So far, yes, convoys with food, water, and medical supplies are rolling in. The agreement requires free movement for aid, and the task force monitors all entry points. If there's any obstruction, they respond right away. But trust on the ground is still fragile, especially after years of violence. How did Egypt and Qatar become so central in all this?
Egypt hosted the talks, providing neutral ground and regional authority. Qatar has influence with Hamas and helped bring them to negotiate. The US, under President Trump, set up a security control center under CENTCOM. The UN backs the humanitarian and reconstruction parts. So, what does this mean for the wider region?
It's significant. For decades, this conflict has fueled instability and refugee crises, drawing in global powers. A stable peace here could affect the entire region and maybe beyond. It could even serve as a model for resolving other conflicts. But is this really an ending or just a new beginning?
The agreement is fragile. What matters is how it's carried out. Each side is watching to see if the other follows through. But for now, there's progress. Prisoners going home, soldiers pulling back, aid reaching people. The world is watching closely. What could cause it to unravel?
Any serious violation, like a sudden attack or political change, could set off a crisis. But with the international task force on the ground, there's a buffer before things collapse. They're required to mediate and try to de-escalate before it gets out of control. Is that enough to inspire hope after so much loss?
People have reasons to doubt, but also reasons to hope. For the first time in years, there's a framework, real enforcement, and international oversight for every step. The story isn't finished, but this is a real turning point.
That's where we'll leave it. With the world watching, a handshake in Egypt could mean a future without war. Thanks for joining us and staying informed.
To sum up, Israel and Hamas have agreed to a structured, internationally monitored peace deal. Hostages and prisoners are being released, aid is arriving, and a multinational task force is making sure it happens. The stakes are global, and the consequences could be historic.
Thanks again for listening. This episode was brought to you by mynews.studio. Give it a try for free.